What is up, Watch fam? Happy Friday and welcome to Liquor Run. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and you are
Rolly
from Theo and Harris. For those of you who don't know, Monday through Thursday, and then on the weekends at Theo and Harris, we talk about watches. We know, we love, and we sell vintage watches all week. But on Fridays, we take a break. We still keep it the whole idea of value, but we do wine this time, right? We get a little bit tipsy. So what are we drinking here, Dad?
We're drinking today a Shiraz from South Australia called Milton Park.
Okay, have you had this before?
I've never had this before, but the reason why we're having this today is because I was asked the other day to pick a wine to pair with bacon.
Okay.
So,
I think I know who asked you this.
We have a friend, my former boss. We'll name him B. Bacon Blake.
B. Bacon Blake, done.
Okay. And B. Bacon Blake lives.
It's like his pen name.
It's bacon all the time.
Yeah.
Bacon of the month, you name it.
Bacon anytime you can.
Anytime you can, you bacon.
So he challenged you.
So he said, what would you pair with bacon? A lot of different things went through my mind, and I read a lot about bacon and wine, and I saw some sparkling wine suggestions. And for me, I don't know if I could drink champagne or sparkling wine with bacon. Maybe it's great. I don't know, but didn't sound right.
Didn't sound right in your head. Yeah.
I also know that in the northern Rhone regions of France, you've got these Syrah-based wines that actually do smell like bacon.
Okay.
But those wines could be a little bit could be expensive.
Okay.
So I said, well, Syrah, Shiraz. Let's try Australia.
Let's give it a shot.
And Australia has a lot of value-based wines.
Cool.
So that's why we're here today.
Well, I can't wait to dive into it. Before we do, quick wristwatch check. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing the gold DJ with the croc strap.
Your little Tony Soprano kind of action.
Absolutely. Bada bing.
I'm rewatching The Sopranos now, and now I just have to own an all gold Rolex, and you already do, so I'll just steal it instead. I am wearing a Rolex 1603. That's a 1601. This is 1603. Engine turned steel bezel with a dial that is freaking nuts. It used to be gray, and it still is, but it has this almost purple, like lilac kind of touch to it. It's not lilac, it's not purple, but it has a touch of it, and I love that about it. I think it's a beautiful piece. This watch was listed on the watch shop at theoandharris.com on Tuesday, so if this is still available, check it out at the watch shop, and if it's not, then better luck next time. But let's get into Bacon Blake's wine pick. Okay, so first off, how much was this wine?
This wine was about $10.
And is that what you expect to pay for Shiraz, or usually much higher, and this is a little more affordable option?
This is a more affordable option.
Cool.
These wines could get very pricey.
Okay.
Obviously, when you go more to limited vineyards, older vines.
Have you had a lot of Shiraz?
I've had more Syrah.
Gotcha.
So French-based versus New World Shiraz.
And now, just to be clear, Syrah and Shiraz are the same exact grape.
Just the way they pronounce it.
That's it.
That's it.
And then their execution and how they actually produce it is different.
And the
story.
land, the terroir.
Right.
That's
cool.
We'll give it different.
I like that idea that you have the same grape in two different places, and they're different, right? Could you taste the difference between a Syrah and a Shiraz?
Same grape, different wine.
Wow, that's cool. I like that. All right, let's
do it.
Let's dive into it.
So this is we're doing a
screw cap.
But remember, the Aussies and as well as the Kiwis,
they're into it.
They're into it.
Right.
They don't really.
Let's do it. You feel a little bit cheap doing it, but it's all in good fun.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's do.
So, you immediately see the color on this wine. It's pretty dark.
Yeah, it is dark.
Okay, nice cherry, really deep, right? Ripe.
It's not as
color.
murky as other wines we've seen. It's not that.
It's not like Cabernet.
It's clear. I mean, but it's dark.
It's dark.
Yeah. Cool.
So let's.
Smell.
Yes.
First. Well, no cheers.
No cheers.
Smell
okay,
and then cheers.
Let me just give it a little swirl here to get the aromatics out.
Now, what are you going to expect out of the nose?
Well, this type of grape should be a lot of berries, that kind of nose. Maybe even like a little wood of vanilla. Depending on how the wine was made. Cool. But let's. Sure enough, I mean cherries.
Exactly.
Really like dark, ripe cherries.
Now, is it smoky at all or no?
I don't.
Something I just said.
I don't smell that.
Okay.
I don't smell that.
Cool.
But let's
taste. A question. Yeah. Cool. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's extremely different up front.
It really is.
Wow, that's nothing like any wine we've had on Liquor Run before.
Completely different.
But in the back, it's kind of, it mellows.
It mellows, but it has almost like a woody kind of flavor in the front.
This would go well with bacon.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the front it may be powerful, and I'll actually tell you on the second sip, it does mellow.
It does.
Your whole, I think your palate gets used to it, and that shock is gone, and then it's just tasty.
So let's talk a little bit about Barossa Valley.
Go for it.
And then we'll talk about bacon. So this is from Barossa Valley. So this is Barossa Valley is about an hour's drive northeast of Adelaide, the Adelaide's city center in Australia. It is a treasure trove of wineries. This winery is a big winery, Thorne Clark. So they've got land that expands from Barossa Valley into Eden Valley. So they have a lot of area they can pick in grapes from. I suspect that this wine is made from grapes that come maybe from both areas, or maybe just one, maybe just Barossa. But they have access to a lot of land, okay? And they make a lot of different wines. Now, so bacon, why would this go with bacon?
Yeah.
Let's talk about bacon. So bacon is sweet.
Yep.
It's salty. It's fatty.
Yep.
Right? It has those are the primary, and smoky.
And smoky.
And smoky. So you got 4 distinct flavor profiles.
Yeah.
This kind of picks up some of that.
It does, and what I think that why this would do well is, bacon is a powerful taste. It's not a rollover taste.
No.
And this would absolutely stand up. Whereas with a weaker wine, with a wine with less kind of body there, it would plow right over it.
Right.
You wouldn't taste the wine.
Right.
Whereas this kind of wine would add this. I think. Maybe it's not sweet. The wine isn't necessarily sweet, right? But it adds that more, obviously, a fruity dimension to the whole palate and the experience when you're eating. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's well said. It's not going to overpower that bacon. It won't, because if it did, this would not be. But
the bacon also won't crush this.
No, it will not.
And that's the happy medium.
Basically, we're drinking a wine from an area that produces a lot of value-based wines.
Right.
But one of the top growing areas in Australia too.
Okay.
So don't mistake the fact that we're stressing value here.
That it's not a cheap. Right.
It is. There are a lot of good wines being made in this area, both red and white. So it's kind of cool to be exposed to a new world style wine.
Yeah.
Right. Using an old world grape.
Sure.
But being made in value mode.
Yeah.
So
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
It's not as easy to just hang out and drink. This is a wine that begs to be paired with food, I think. It's not a wine that I would just kick back and just just drink. But I think that with food, and particularly we're talking about bacon, it would work. I do think it would work.
I think that this wine really fits the American palate, because Americans do like this style of wine. You tend to gravitate to the Cabernets or the Merlots. This has that kind of pepperiness that those wines have. It's a little bit bigger. I believe that this is like a 14% alcohol wine. Americans like that.
Yep. 14.5.
Okay, so 14.5. Yeah. So we're talking like Red Zinfandel territory.
Yeah.
We here at Liquor Run, we always we default to lighter style wines. Yep. And so this is naturally not the wine we would go to.
Yeah.
But
on the hunt to pair with bacon.
But I would. Yeah. But in a hunt for bacon.
Yep.
And if you love bacon,
like
you think it's right.
Like B Bacon Blake.
Like B Bacon Blake. B Bacon Blake will like this.
Like this wine. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, Dad, I enjoyed this. Thank you for picking this out. Now we're gonna have to go find some bacon tonight, because I want to cork this or cap it and get some wine, get some bacon.
That's right.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching Liquor Run. Cheers to B Bacon Blake. You are the man. And that's it, guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
B Bacon Blake.